Number 15. Australia Inferno. You've probably heard about the flames consuming Australia since June 2019. They started to spread across the continent, with many still going strong in the southeast. The latest data, dated January 14th, 2020, indicates that at least 34 people have lost their lives, along with more than 1 billion animals. Some species have likely even gone extinct. It's caused billions of dollars worth of damage, not to mention the loss in tourism revenue for Australia. This video, posted to YouTube in November of 2019, captures just a glimpse into what the country is going through. The footage was caught by New South Wales authorities as they scour the flames. The surrounding forest is alight, while it reduces visibility on all sides. At one point, you can see blue and red lights flashing vaguely ahead, and as the truck approaches, you realize it's yet another truck trying to navigate the flames. This video is scary to watch from behind the safety of our computer screens. I cannot imagine the bravery these men must have to take on a task like this. Number 14. Old Lady Blade. Doorbell cameras supply enough nightmare fuel for eternity. This chilling video gained notoriety in the creepy subreddit. The security footage shows an old lady approaching the home. She appears to be a little lost or confused as she hesitantly makes her way to the door. Above and beyond her sketchy behavior, even more bewildering is what she appears to hold in her hands. Look closely, you can see this woman is wielding a blade. The woman looks at the door and then looks at the blade in her hand, rocking side to side. She holds the blade out towards the door, continuing to rock, but not ringing the doorbell. She looks down at the blade again, as though wondering how it got there, or maybe considering what to do with it. Who knows what's going through her head? All we know is that she appears to be unstable. She hasn't even yet rung the doorbell. As many in the comments suggest, this woman is likely suffering from dementia, and empathy is in order. Redditor Lost Cat writes, "Old age is scary. Sleepwalking/sleep disorder alone can occur at any age, where you basically live out your dream reality with your real body since it's not paralyzed by the brain." The point is, with age, this could happen to any one of us. However, in my opinion, this knowledge doesn't make someone standing outside your door with a blade any less frightening. Number 13. Close call. Sometimes, even when you take all the measures to preserve your safety and that of others, you can still be sideswiped, literally. This video from the Iowa State Patrol in Atlantic, Iowa reveals just one such encounter with fate. As the police and a civilian are seen off-road just next to the Interstate 80, a pickup truck in the background starts skidding and sliding across the snowy interstate and into a delivery truck stuck in snow. Thankfully, everyone escaped this incident unscathed, but the Iowa State Patrol took this opportunity to warn those out driving in similar road conditions to drive cautiously. You never know what the roads will do to you. Number 12. Mischievous dog. Dogs can be quite mischievous. This is just one example. Published to YouTube in February of 2018, this hungry Massachusetts pup is caught almost completely destroying its family's home by setting it ablaze when attempting to wolf down some pancakes left over on the stovetop. The dog was caught on the camera's home security camera setting the stove ablaze. You can see the mischievous dog make a couple trips to the stove, getting up to take a few pancakes before managing to smash a plate on the floor, but the small flames he ignites goes unnoticed by the dog. Give it time, and the flames spread, catching other items on the stove. Finally, the home's alarm system alerts authorities to the incident, and the Southwick department shows up to save the home and prevent the flames from spreading. The pair of dogs, along with a cat, can be seen moving around the living room, at first disturbed by the alarm, and then seemingly accepting it and settling in. Authorities can also be seen entering the home, taking care of business. The department shared the security video on YouTube along with the message, "Alarms work," In this case, the homeowner was connected to a monitored alarm system, calling responders, saving severe damage. If you have pets or young children in the home, look into safety covers for your stove controls. I think those are words to live by. Number 11. I'm watching you. Ghost towns are abandoned for a reason. If you've ever driven through one, then you've probably felt the creepy mojo that they tend to give off. This footage by YouTuber Franco TV has plenty of that. Cartoon character dolls inside abandoned cargo beds are amongst the creepy things Franco comes across in his exploration of this ghost town. But one of the creepiest encounters comes in the form of a human being. At some point during his nighttime adventures in this creepy town, Franco realizes he's being watched. After avoiding the scary stranger on foot for a while, he finally decides to get out of there by car. As they're driving in search of the watcher, they catch him in their purview. They approach and he turns around. Needless to say, what they see next is terrifying. YouTuber Lee said it best in the comments, living people are so much scarier than any ghost or spirit. Would you agree or disagree? Number 10. Yak encounter. Mountain biking into bed is every adventurer's dream, but that dream soon turned into a nightmare of a serious situation for YouTuber BKXC. Posted to his channel in November of 2018, the mountain biker's GoPro captures the stunning landscape of Tibet as he conquers the treacherous terrain on 2 wheels. The slippery but stunning ride across the biking boardwalk is enviable. Soon the bikers go off-road, bucking through rocky dirt and wet grass. Just as he's careening through the ladder, you can hear what sounds like a horn. This image that has seen millions of views online makes the creature look like an unknown entity with monster-like features.
Oh.
But it's not. It's a yak making that noise, or maybe the sound of a bike coming to a screeching halt. The biker jumps off his bike as the terribly large beast spots him, makes like he's going to run off, but then has second thoughts, turns back, and half attempts to charge the man. The biker puts his bike between him and the yak, not a very sturdy barrier admittedly, but that seems to be enough to keep the yak at bay. To be fair, yaks are considered friendly animals and are not often aggressive towards humans. They're also the world's highest dwelling mammal, living at heights of 18,000 to even 23,600 feet above sea level. Still, you probably wouldn't want to run into a 500 to 1,300 pound creature in the wild. And the biker doesn't take any chances. He stands his ground while his biker buddy passes by, holding the great beast off until his friend is in the clear. Then he slowly backs away while the yak stays in place. He hops on his bike and makes his escape. One caveat to riding in the most beautiful backcountry imaginable. You must contend with massive horned beasts. Number 9. Zip wire fail. If you're planning on going ziplining soon, don't watch this video. Captured in Wales in the UK, this video was published to YouTube by Stephen Bromley in September of 2018. The clip reveals many adventurers preparing for their exhilarating ziplining trip, and the zipline does indeed look fun for a while. That is, until Bromley's GoPro captures him starting to slide backwards. Eventually, he gets stuck hundreds of feet above the ground. Bromley explains what happened in the comments, writing, "I was at the time 14 stone, and when I went over the cliff edge, a sudden gust of wind came up and slowed me quite a bit. My brother said it was the size of my head that caught the wind. LOL. Bromley also advises all concerned not to let this video put you off ziplining. He said it was a blast and the staff were very professional returning him to safety. Number 8. Something bad happened here. YouTuber JRP World posted this clip in December of 2019 writing, "I am bringing you a very unusual and strange abandoned house. This one has a lot of weird things inside. The house is located in the middle of a forest. Big trees, the quiet, and the isolation of this location already makes for an unsettling sense of fear unknown. And now we enter. After entering into this house, the pair come across yellow tape on the floor, which begs the question, what happened here? As they wander through the house, they find the toilet has been torn out from the bathroom floor and is nowhere in sight. The house is a very weird style with odd purple coloring, a vintage shower curtain mixed with a nice and modern kitchen. On the ground in the garage, they find an old scrap of paper. It reads, 45-year-old male, lack to neck, bleed, trying to talk but can't due to lack. They come to the conclusion that a psycho lived in this house, which I'd say wouldn't be a stretch. In the creepy basement, they find just a single old crib with not much else, but on their way out of the basement, they discover a shell on a step. Well, some in the comments wonder what went on in this house. Others suggest these items have been planted. Several more further suggest that the home might be used for police training. Catherine Buck writes, this place is probably owned by the police department for training, which also explains why no one is living there, but the power is on. That seems like a likely explanation. Either way, the house is definitely set up to give you the heebie-jeebies, or should I say, the chills. Number 7, chased. If you're exploring an abandoned factory, the last thing you hope to find is that it's not abandoned after all. That's what happened to Hype Mike in a video posted to YouTube in June of 2018. As he's exploring a rundown, disused factory, he hears a thundering noise. The sound blasts several times more as he continues to explore, finding various doorknobs welded shut.
What the f?
At one point, as he casts his camera, an overhead light around an otherwise empty, darkened room, he lands upon a graffitied panel of wood. You assume the wood is in the facade of a box, sitting in the middle of the room, but suddenly it falls forward, revealing a large bald man dressed in a black tank top and gray slacks. The man pauses for a moment before charging Mike. The remainder of the video is a flight scene, as Mike tries to escape.
What the f? Yo!
He encounters others in the building. Does he make it out alive? Well, he did manage to post this video, so your guess is as good as mine. Number 6, mutant calf. Mutations are not an uncommon occurrence amongst calves, but they are rare enough where witnessing one might surprise you. This calf was born in Villa Ana, Argentina in September of 2019, and it did indeed surprise its owners, as it appeared to have a human face. The calf was born with a malformed skull, a small nose and mouth, and had difficulty holding its head up. It passed away within hours of this video, but farmers shared the footage online, sending the video viral. Speaking to local media, genetics expert Nicholas Menego said the calf might have possessed a rare genetic mutation. Similar incidents have been captured on video across the world, with a two-headed calf with features to boot, 2 mouths and 4 eyes, in India earlier in 2019. Although not too unusual from a biological standpoint, I think we can all agree that looking into the sad-looking eyes of this calf, after knowing what happened to it, takes courage. Number 5, office building apparition. While you might assume an old abandoned house, a graveyard, or a rundown voodoo building might be the perfect setting for a haunting, you probably wouldn't jump to the same conclusion with a shiny new office building. But you should never assume, and this video will show you why. The spine-tingling footage was posted in August of 2017, purportedly revealing paranormal activity in their building. The clip shows a seemingly empty room, with a pair of white tables surrounded by white chairs. Watch the glass behind this set of chairs closely. A clear reflection appears on the glass, casting a whole section in a strange fog that wasn't there a moment prior. Some in the comments say it's just a reflection of the TV against the glass, others say it wasn't a reflection at all, but the glass panel actually shattered. Still, others suggest how underwhelming this video is, but if you're of the belief that this is in fact paranormal activity, this clip just goes to show you that even famous people can be the targets of a haunting. Seacrest out. Number 4, abandoned mental hospital. When wandering around abandoned mental hospital solo, your imagination is bound to run wild. But YouTuber Brian Staritsky caught this clip in August of 2015 on video, which means it wasn't just pure imagination. Writing, not sure what this was because I was the only person in there, but it sure looked like something moved across a door opening. Staritsky takes up walking steadily through the undeniably creepy location to capture the light at the end of a dark hallway, seemingly being shadowed briefly by something. YouTuber Matt's Big Dream in the comments states, "It looks to me like it was just the movement you made from right to left, exposing the light, which was coming through a square hole in the wall, then a doorway." Frankly, you can probably see where Matt is coming from, but the mere fact that Staritsky is going this alone makes him a rock star. Would you dare to walk through this abandoned mental hospital solo? I wouldn't. Number 3, ghost in the window. Don't stare into a haunted house if you don't want to see what's inside. YouTuber Maysfield Explorer caught this candid shot of the abandoned Hazelwood Hospital in Maysfield, Kentucky. The grainy video follows the exterior of the house at night. After taking several shots around the building, the person zooms in on one window in particular. As she does, she captured what appears to be an uncanny white face in the frame, causing her to gasp. Although some of the comments of this video are calling fake, one YouTuber, Feelgood, shares his account of that very hospital. He writes, "True story. I'm not sure if that ghost is real, but I will say around 2010-ish, after watching his video, me, my sister, brother, cousins, and friends went to this abandoned hospital a few times because it was only 30 minutes from the crib, and one of the girls said she saw a creepy old lady ghost, and this girl was crying, and she wasn't known to be a liar. Also, at one point after some people got scared and left, they called my phone and said they saw figures walking around in the windows on the floor above us. Then finally, when we was leaving, there was about 10 of us in that same room in this video where the ghost is, and I said out loud, if there's anyone here, come out and show yourself. And as soon as I said that, we all heard footsteps coming down the stairs really loud." Feelgood writes that he felt a creepy and evil feeling behind him as they escaped out the window. Don't know about you, but after hearing this story, I wouldn't be quick to call this one a fake. Number 2, psychiatric poltergeist. We all know that psych wards are the favorite haunts of enthusiastic ghosts, and YouTuber Detroit Paranormal Expeditions confirms this with their video in the Eloise Psychiatric Hospital. A little background on this favorite Michigan haunt. Built in Westland, Michigan, the large complex known as the Eloise Psychiatric Hospital was in operation for 150 years, from 1832 to 1982. At its height, it was America's largest psych facility, consisting of 902 acres, 78 buildings, 2,000 staffs, and 10,000 patients. Today, only 5 of its buildings, including the power plant, the commissary, the bakery, and D buildings, alongside the Eloise Cemetery, remain. Although the infirmary is believed to be haunted, it served the state of Michigan well in its heyday. However, it did include some of what are now considered controversial methods. Moreover, patient intake increased dramatically from only 35 in 1839 to 10,000 during the Great Depression, resulting in overcrammings to the point that some patients were put on the same floor as pigs. Residents and communities nearby would hear the cries of patients in psychiatric pain, combined with the squealing of pigs, which, as you can imagine, must have been terrifying. The next few decades saw a reduction in patient intake, leading to some psych buildings being vacated in 1973. The state of Michigan took on the remaining patients in 1982, and the General Hospital shut down in 1986. Much of the property upon which Eloise sat has been turned into a golf course, condominiums, and a strip mall, with the remaining buildings serving as a family shelter and psychiatric admissions. It's no surprise that the psychiatric asylum has been the favorite haunt of urban explorers since it shut down in 1981. In fact, its new owner, John Hambrick, opened the old hospital up for tours. 2-hour-long tours of the site sold out entirely when Eloise was opened. According to Hambrick, paranormal research experts are available on each of the 5 floors of the building to help tours contact the beyond using various pieces of paranormal equipment. For those skeptics who don't believe in the paranormal, the site is also open for historical tours. Hambrick is also considering transforming the K-Beard building into a 1930s era paranormal themed hotel. It may have been one of these tours that psychic medium Brandy Marie, along with guest paranormal investigators, sensed a spirit's presence on the 3rd floor, as captured in this video. During a geobox session, a vinyl record blasted off the top of a filing cabinet, breaking forcefully to pieces on the floor. Brandy and the other investigators attempted to debunk or replicate the happening. But they could not. Can you explain this one away? Or is it something only Eloise knows? Before we get to number 1, my name is Chills and I hope you're enjoying my narration. Are you curious about what I look like in real life? Then go to my Instagram at DylanIsChillinYT to find out. Do you like my narrations? If you answered yes, then tap the follow button and thank you for your support. It's a proven fact that generosity makes you a happier person. So if you're generous enough to hit that subscribe button and the bell beside it, then thank you. This way, you'll be notified of the new video we upload every Tuesday. Number 1, full body apparition. When a being doesn't cast a shadow, you're very likely dealing with the paranormal. Posted to YouTube by native paranormal seekers Tanya Whitefawn in August of 2017, the crew must have known that entering a cemetery at night would mean trouble. They were training a new member at a cemetery in Oregon, and they captured a celestial being that they claim was around 8 feet tall on camera, watching the group before kneeling down. It later stood up and paced 50 feet, returning only to vanish into a tree. What do you think of this surprising footage? Does the painstaking recreation of the conditions prove to you that this thing can't be debunked? Whatever you believe, at least you know you're no coward, since you made it to the end of this list. Thanks for checking out this video. Be sure to subscribe because we upload new countdowns every Tuesday and Saturday. Or if you're still not convinced, here are some of our other videos that I think you'd like. Enjoy!